Welcome to Healthy by Knowledge, the show that makes being healthy easy by showing you how. And I am your host, Zaid Shah. Now, before we get into it, I want to ask you a quick question. And that is, what do you think the most common problem is that people face in their day-to-day eating habits? Could it be that they eat too many processed foods? Or could it be that they eat too much meat? Maybe there just isn't enough variety in their diets. Now, if you said any of those, you would be absolutely right. But an even bigger problem I seem to see is that we just don't fit in enough fresh, healthy produce nowadays. More specifically, nice, fresh, green vegetables that are packed full of nutrients. And that's exactly why I'm sharing this video with you today. Because I'm going to show you a quick, effortless, and surprisingly tasty recipe that's all made in under 10 minutes. And the star of that show is broccoli. So all you need for this recipe is some broccoli, salt, a handful of almonds, some olive oil, a liter of water, and you're good to go. Put the water in a hot pan, which we're going to do right now. Switch that on. And you just pour the water in and bring it to a boil. In the meantime, you stick some salt in there. A big teaspoon of salt. Stick that in there. Pop the lid on. Now while the water's on the heat, we're just going to prep our broccoli. And there really isn't much to it. It's just a matter of cutting the end of the stalk off. You keep the stalk because the stalk's full of nutrition. So all we're going to do is chop it up into manageable sizes so that they can all boil equally at the same time. Get into it and cut it into fours. Slice up your broccoli, nothing fancy. It's all going into the blender after anyway, so who gives a damn. And that's it. That's your broccoli prepped. Now, once the water comes to a boil, we're going to stick this in there for 4 minutes, take it off the heat, and then pour it into our blender and mix in the rest of the ingredients and blend it up. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Add a little more salt to the top of it. Half a teaspoon now. Pop the lid back on and count 4 minutes, and that's it. Fucking. Okay, so that's been 4 minutes. Now you're going to see how easy this recipe really is. Because all you need is one of these, which is a blender. Now, if you haven't got a blender, then I don't know what to tell you. But you may have one of those hand blenders. That will also do the job. And this is how simple it really is. So you just pop your blender on, get it ready, take the lid off, go get your broccoli off the heat, and then you pour it into your blender. Now you may want to decide if you want to put all the water in or not. It depends how thick you like your soup. But it just really depends on what you like. So you can also grab yourself a ladle to ladle it all out. Ladle it. So you can pop that down on a hot plate because that shit is warm. Right, ladle it in, nice and easy. Get all of your broccoli in there. And I mean, soup is just a great way to fit in vegetables into your diet in the first place because you really just want to boil them for 4 to 5 minutes, depending on the vegetable, obviously. But you don't want to boil all of the nutrition out of it. Just parboil them for 4 minutes. Look how green and vibrant this is. I mean, that's just ridiculously green. That's what's up. That's what you want to see. So you put that in. You grab some olive oil. Put a good glug of olive oil in there. Like that. Tons of healthy fats. Good stuff. Then you take some more healthy fats, which are your almonds. Now it's up to you if you want to put some pepper in there to add a little bit of extra flavor. Also works. I think just this way is fine, but sometimes I do like to add some basil and some form of cheese. So you could add some Parmesan, tastes delicious. You can also add some goat's cheese, it's also delicious. But as I said, Just broccoli, olive oil, nuts, and salt is all you need. Then you pop the lid on, and here's the tricky part. Well, it's not tricky, but here's where you got to pay attention. Don't whack it on full blast because then it's just going to go everywhere. You switch on slowly, then you let it build up momentum, and then you can go all the way. So start slow, let it pick up momentum, and then that's it. And that's that. Look at that. That is what I'm talking about. Nice, smooth, creamy green texture. Grab yourself a plate and pour yourself a nice, delicious bowl of soup. And it's as simple as that. You boil it, blend it, eat it.